Hello, John.
Hello, Oliver.
It's been widely reported in the media, and particularly by Project Veritas, that Google interfered with the abortion referendum in Ireland, and you're calling for, I think, for a new referendum. Is that the case?
That's right. Now, there was an article in the Universe again, which I intend to talk about in any event, but it supports the view that I have that the Google, which is the owner of YouTube, interfered with the pro-life referendum message, and this I think was uncovered in the US by some pro-life organisation. Google must answer questions about whether or not its employees engaged in an active campaign to prevent Irish voters from accessing information online during Ireland's referendum on the 8th Amendment, the former campaign group Save the 8 has said. By the way, the referendum Save the 8 was actually abortion, really. A document provided to a prominent American campaign group, Project Veritas, well, of course, Veritas is Latin for truth, and released to the public, purpose to show a vast list of topics blacklisted by YouTube during the referendum on the 8th Amendment. These include subjects like unborn life, repeal the 8th state funding, and searches related to Ireland's record on maternal safety. Campaign groups like Life Institute and Save the 8 were also on the list. During the referendum campaign, Google cancelled all advertising relating to the issue on its platforms, generating outrage among campaign groups, including Save the 8, who had pre-booked substantial expenditure on these platforms and were subsequently unable to replace that advertising at short notice. Now, it goes on to develop other things. Excellent article, but it supports the idea that the pro-abortion or the pro-choice agenda, which I spoke about earlier, which is really is pro-abortion, and using this lady, this Indian lady, I can't think of her name.
I know the person you're talking about. This is the lady that died, is it?
That's right, in because of the negligence of the hospital. Nothing to do with abortion, but she was used in any event, but we haven't heard much talk about her since, or anything about it, that they got their way. So that article confirms, for example, what I'm calling for, and what I have called for, is, by the way, before I go on to that, it said employees. I think Google management naturally would be very responsible, and likewise YouTube, which is a marvellous channel that people are able to sort of use, and we use ourselves. So it wouldn't be right to sort of accuse Google management of any of these practices, because being a big international company, they would have policies that would conform to the democratic tradition. I would have expected them to do that, but they might need to sort of vet their employees more, because the article indicates employees, and I do believe that there is that section in that marvellous organisation, YouTube and Google, that perhaps are pro-LGBT, and they, when they infiltrate a company, use it for their own agenda. And it looks like to me as if that's what occurred on this occasion, that it was employees with a pro-LGBT agenda. And unfortunately, this is the kind of evil that is promoted by this group. And now they're going to be interfering with the education of young children, to groom them as if... Who's
going to be interfering with them?
This LGBT agenda. Now it's going to be apparently taught in Irish schools and probably taught in other schools abroad, as if that relationship is normal.
Okay, we're going to come on to that, I think, in another video. Yeah.
Well, I was going to mention about in this video also that we would be calling for new referendums for these
For the
referendums that was
abortion,
passed.
is it?
Yes, that would be because it's all to do with the abortion, which was called getting rid of Amendment 8. Not a word about abortion, and the pro-choice supported it, and I believe a lot of money came into the country, upwards of 20 million, in not legally, in an illegal way, to promote this referendum that resulted in the abortion being introduced. A very liberal, and I won't use the word liberal, a very draconian business. So John Malone and the Christian and Jobs Action Party would be calling for new referendums, and to call them by their proper name. That is, marriage should be called same-sex marriage, is what they meant when they called it marriage equality. Bringing in a new referendum and call it what it actually is, same-sex marriage, and also then calling abortion, not getting rid of Amendment 8. Call it what it is, so as people then can exercise their democratic right to vote. They confuse the people, the Irish people, and Irish people now, I believe, are calling these ones that voted actually, thinking that this was something to benefit women in some ways. They didn't realise it was going to come to one of the worst abortion regimes in the civilised world, introduced by this anti-Catholic government.
Thank you very much, John.
Thank you very much, Oliver.